Yoko Shimizu is an artist. She is currently a researcher at the Ars Electronica Future Lab. And she's also a consultant, and she co-founded a collective, an artist collective, which is called Beyond Earth, Art Space Biology. And it is with Michel Gribol and Elena Sotirakis. So I'm going to leave her the floor, and she's going to present.
Okay. Hello, my name is Yoko Shimizu. I am an artist and key researcher at the Ars Electronica Future Lab. I am originally from Tokyo, Japan. Recently, I've been based in Austria the whole time. I do go back and forth between Linz and Tokyo. I have a background in biology and chemistry, but started my career as a creative director and consultant for a lot of technology companies in Japan. And I founded my own studio and lab in Tokyo, and working with a lot of government organizations, companies, and museums around the world. And recently, I've been asked to join Future Lab. So in Future Lab, I'm also a researcher artist, as well as a project manager for a lot of the large-scale corporate projects. I loved art and science since I was very little, and I was born in Kyoto, which is like a cultural capital of Japan, with architecture, traditional arts, Japanese gardens, and then mountains and rice fields. And I would collect a lot of flowers or catch frogs in the rice fields. And I wanted to learn the beautiful mechanism of living things. So I studied biology and chemistry in the university. I also grew up in the US. My father moved to United States for a while, and I was also very inspired by the contemporary art scene in New York. And I really wanted to know if there could be an intersection between art, science, as well as technology and design, using biology and chemistry. So today I will talk a little bit about the Ars Electronica Future Lab, which is an R&D department of Ars Electronica, and also Beyond Earth, which is an artist collective in the US where we explore new frontiers of art, space, and biology. I am a co-founder and co-director of Beyond Earth. So I feel like many of you may already know Ars Electronica is a cultural institution based in Linz since 1979, connecting art, technology, and society. The Biolab is actually inside the Ars Electronica Center, which is called the Museum of the Future. And in this museum, we have a large immersive theater called Deep Space 8K. We also have a lot of space programs here as well, where you can wear 3D glasses and explore the universe starting from Earth, as well as different programs provided by space organizations such as ISS. We have a lot of state-of-the-art technology research projects exhibited throughout the center. For example, artificial intelligence. In the Future Lab, we also have artificial intelligence researchers. I'm usually working inside the Biolab. We're currently working on a theme research topic called symbiotic creativity, which is understanding living systems and also be able to use them in a symbiotic way, and also helping a lot of different corporations go beyond digital technologies and also explore biological or chemical interactions. This is a collaborative research project with Wacom, which is one of the world's largest providers of pen tablet technology. And we created living ink, biological ink, as well as biological pen, biopen, and biopad that can be used together with a digital pen tablet, where you can draw a biological expressions, and then also have the data extracted digitally. So the artworks, the biological artworks, expand beyond your digital drawing. This year, we sort of expanded the concept and went further into exploring the inner biological mechanism of creativity, and we developed headgear for the brainwaves and body gear for detecting different biological signals throughout your body, and then being able to use your mind and body signals to create life ink, digital ink in a three-dimensional large immersive space like deep space. In this image, you see one of our researchers wearing our gear, and then a piano performance by Maki Nameko, where she is playing the piano in deep space, and the audience is watching her performance, and you can see almost like a neuron or brushstroke like visualizations emerging, and also sparks emerging whenever there's a peak in her biosignals. We do a lot of like collaboration between different research experts. For example, this is a collaboration with me with Ali, who is an AI researcher, to use biological patterns to generate music using an AI music composer. So all of these projects we present during the Ars Electronica Festival. This year's topic was Welcome to Planet B. A different life is possible, but how? This is based on the fact that there's climate change and global issues that humanity should be working on all together. However, through the pandemic and also through the current conflicts and war, humanity is divided and is not coming together to inspire each other, work together on a large global issues like climate change. And during the festival, we were able to present in the 5 days 425 events, and we had 955 artists, researchers, activists presenting their artworks and ideas. And this was not just, Ars Electronica Festival is not just where you present your artworks, but also welcoming citizens and the visitors to also participate in the conversation and dialogue and also present their ideas. We also had 439 partners, cooperation partners presenting as well. We have a lot of organizations, government institutions, as well as companies that work with us as well. And when I work with biological things, when I look at the microscopic landscape, it also makes me it reminds me of macro landscape and almost like a universe as well. And I've also been very interested in how living systems work, not just as an individual being, but also as an entire ecosystem, and then the entire Earth, and then how the universe works, how Earth works within the universe. So I have, as an individual artist, I have been interested in taking artistic approaches in exploring how Earth works, like how Earth, life, gravity, and light works. And this is an example of working with different plants and photosynthesis, creating prints, high-resolution prints. And also Gravitrope is an aerial installation of tulips, and I'm always fascinated by how different organisms and also plants work beautifully with the mechanism of Earth. So I would like to next introduce some of the Beyond Earth projects, as Annick has mentioned in the introduction. Beyond Earth is an all-female artist collective. We have Rochelle Gribble. She is the director of space programs. She is running a gallery specializing in space art in LA, Los Angeles, called Super Collider. Elena Sotorakis is a director of creative productions. She is running a gallery space specializing biology and art in New York called Biobot Art Space. And I'm in charge of, I'm a technology and design, and I'm researching in the Future Lab. And our mission is to learn from nature and co-create with space. We want to be inspired by nature and be thoughtful of how Earth works, how nature works, and also not just send things to space, but actually try to do something with space by really understanding how space works. And I think it's such a unique, there are interesting things that can occur outside of Earth, which is very interesting to us. So we combine a lot of biology research inspirations with space research inspirations, and then combine them using experimental technologies such as machine learning, different types of coding, and biotechnology. And we have space projects or different artwork productions, and then also collaborating with different new technology companies. And today, I wanted to share with you a project called Living Light, a space flight artwork. This actually this is a collaboration with a space flight company called Space Perspective. They are launching a new space flight services using a large weather balloon as more ecological way of space travel. And the vessel is called Neptune, inspired by planet Neptune, as well as the goddess of the sea. And we wanted to, and as a first inaugural test flight, we were able to create a large-scale installation, spaceflight installation, together with Space Perspectives. And as inspiration, we wanted to find new ways to navigate space. And when we were researching different ways to navigate space, we were wondering if there is a completely new way. And when astronauts train underwater, I think when they train for low gravity environments, they train underwater. And we also wanted to see, because we also wanted to use biomimicry and learn from nature, we wanted to see what kind of natural organisms navigate very beautifully underwater. How do they move underwater? And we collected a lot of images of aquatic organisms that float or swim beautifully underwater. And as a design, we also use machine learning. We fed those images to AI in order to imagine new sea space organisms. And based on that inspiration, we created a concept drawing of the inner artistic work of the vessel. And here is our original concept drawing, and then some of the AI sea space creatures that we generated. And based on those concept images, we started to test different materials. We wanted to use materials that are durable, but at the same time can create interesting color changes as well when it travels, when it lifts off at dawn and then travels and in space and comes back. We use iridescent materials so that the sculpture color naturally changes throughout the journey. And then we also created organelle structures by laser cutting them on a large vinyl. So here is an image of our prototyping process. And then based on these parts that we cut out, we started to install the sculpture at the Kennedy Space Center. And the framework was provided by the engineers of Space Perspectives. And here we have a time lapse of the engineers and our team installing the artworks. We also did some light simulations for daylight and nighttime because we knew that the sculpture will travel during light and then also in the dark as well. And we wanted to create beautiful color transitions without using any electricity during the journey. And this is our sculpture that was completed and is ready for liftoff. And then we had a lot of, although it's hard to see from the entire photo, when you go up close, there are a lot of details. For example, the membrane is made of iridescent materials, and then the inner organs are cut out based on the AI generated designs. And then we also had cilia structures, which are laser cut, very thin strips along the frames, so that when the organism, the sculpture, flies through space and comes back, those cilia reflecting light will also create very electrical rainbow colors around the frame. And this is a picture from the inaugural test flight. And then this is preparing for takeoff at dawn. And then this is the moment of the liftoff. And then Living Light traveled to space last year on June 18, 2021 on Space Perspectives inaugural test flight. This is a view from space. We put some cameras, GoPro cameras, inside the sculpture. So this is, and then also above the sculpture. So this is a view of Earth from the GoPro that was on top of the sculpture. And then this is sort of like an overview effect, Earth seen through the artwork. We also put some GoPros inside the sculptures, so you are now seeing Earth through the sculpture. Unfortunately, we couldn't fly anything alongside it high enough to shoot the installation from the outside, but we were very excited when we got these images, footages from the GoPros inside and from above the sculpture. And on the sculpture, we also put as a payload a small DNA capsule called To Space from Earth. This is here we have 3 images that we created. The left one was created by Elena, the center one was created by myself, and then the right one is created by Rochelle. So we wanted to send some artworks into space in a very small, very high resolution artworks in a very small scale using biotechnology. This is the image that I created for the flight. Here are some of the plants that I've been cultivating using gravitropism, growing them in a very interesting, strange shapes. And then it's a collage of plants as well as different microorganisms that I've been cultivating, and human DNA, my DNA as well, to sort of celebrate. Perhaps in the future we will be able to have this biodiversity in space where we go. So for this DNA data storage, we collaborated with a company called Twist Bioscience. It is a biotechnology company in the US, and they've been working to create a DNA data storage service for the general public, where not just specialists or biotechnologists, but artists or general public can use DNA data storage. So what we do in this project is to convert the digital images to binary data, zeros and ones, and then convert that to AGCTs. And then at the Twist Bioscience Lab, those are synthesized into synthetic DNA. Yes, and the synthetic DNA, it can store huge amount of storage in a very small space and can be safely stored for centuries. And the dehydrated DNA in the metal capsule was actually carried on the sea space creature installation as a nucleus of the artwork. So this also came back together with the Living Light when we had the successful flight and come back in 2021. And now the capsule is currently in ISS as part of the Moon Gallery. Moon Gallery in Netherlands is an international collaborative artwork and gallery of ideas worth sending to the moon. And their aim is to set up the first permanent museum on the moon. And we put our DNA capsule containing our digital artworks, and it is now in the ISS. Yes, and through these art projects, I think whenever I work with on space projects, I am very inspired by the different experts that we get to collaborate with, because I don't think you can go to space by yourself. You have to collaborate with a lot of organizations, a lot of teams, and I really enjoy working with a lot of teams as well. And I have an exhibition coming up in New York called Vibrant Matter next week. And if you are in New York, the DNA space capsule artwork is also on show, and gravitropism pieces and photosynthesis pieces as well. So if you're there, I hope to see you there. And I think it's almost a little bit past 20 minutes. Yes. So thank you for this opportunity.